Hi there, Nick Dutch here, enjoying what I found out about on YouTube, namely more and more popcorn. Fantastic. Now, got some few people to think about, because I don't think that there's anything actually objectionable from the point of view of a pagan within Christianity itself. Alright? And I don't see anything objectionable in paganism from the point of view of a Christian. I also don't really see anything objectionable in Christianity from the point of view of an atheist. It does depend upon perspective, but I think that the atheists focus too much upon the politics and the policy decisions which certain groups seem to have blown up, which aren't religious, they are political. Now, I've come back from something called a home group. The first time I've been to one of these things, thought I'd check them out. I've lived before as a Jew, I've lived before as a pagan, I've lived before as a God knows what, but I've never actually lived as a Christian within Anglicanism, proper Anglicanism, okay? So that's why I thought I'd give it a go. It is an experiment, realistically. And what I came up with is we've been going through like a bit of a reading and a few exercises, but the interesting thing is what these exercises really are. This has been to do with a particular passage in the New Testament. I'll read the passage out first, so you can understand where I'm coming from, and then we'll go through the rest of what this thing says, and then you can think about what this is actually trying to do to the individuals who are doing it. Because it's not just a question of blind belief in this particular case. It's not a question of dismissing evolution. It's not a question of dismissing anything from natural science. Okay, here we go. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing beside her, he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Here is your mother." And from that hour the disciple took her into his own home. And that's from the book of John 19:26-27. Now, the exercises that we were told to do is totally pagan. Totally pagan. As in, it's the kind of thing which I learned about and I was told to do when I was going through certain various pagan groups. Now, just listen to this and just think about what it's all about and what it's trying to do to the individuals who are doing it. It's really important you think about the actual effect that something is being designed to have upon people. Try to set aside 15 minutes. Again, notice your breathing. Take note too of any tension in your body and try and relax. You can see where this is going already. Okay? It says again, take notice of your breathing. So presumably in the previous home groups there was much more talk about breathing, meditation, relaxation, stress control. The things you need if you're going to be a very good meditator. Okay? Ask for the Holy Spirit to help you pray. Ask Mary to intercede for you as you pray. Is there a favorite hymn that might help? A mantra that would help you focus? Already, that's pure New Age spirituality. Okay, amongst the group of people that I was with, there were some who were saying like, forget this Mary thing, I don't believe in her, that's a load of rubbish. There were other people saying, no, she's really, really important. And there's other people who are saying like, well, screw that. You know, because there were some like almost atheistic people there. In a Christian group, people have been going to church for years, but they were skeptical. So there's a wide variety of perspectives of people who are looking at this particular thing. Okay, the text goes on. Recall the gospel scene of John 19:26 and 27. Try to be attentive to details of that scene. Now, essentially, for that scene, you've only got a couple of lines to go for. Okay. So, attentive to details. So it's asking you to visualize it, imagine it, be creative about it, basically make it up based upon what little you already know. And to think about the characters and the rest of that within the theatre of your own mind. The text goes on. Here we go. There will be many times when you see parents and children together this week. Some will be in happy circumstances, some in challenging or maybe tragic circumstances. Such sights may be of a reminder of this gospel scene and may help you to lift your hearts and your mind to God. How might this scene help you to care for the people whom you love in your life? Do you feel free to ask others for help? Are there certain circumstances or certain people that make it easier or more difficult to ask? How does this gospel scene impress you as an adult? How does it impress you as a child? How does it touch you as a parent? Watch the news, read the paper, recognize the faces of other parents who suffer because of their children's suffering. Pray for them. How do you relate to Mary, the mother of Jesus? What example of encouragement does her life offer you? Okay, now, if you're dim-witted as heck, you would probably think that this is all pathetic, because it's all about, talking to your magical sky fairy daddy, whatever you want to call it, or believing in things that don't exist. But think about it. There is a few passages, a few sentences that are taken. A meaning is applied to that, to do with day-to-day life, about interconnectivity, dealing with people, the responsibilities that you have as a grown-up to other people, and also being empathic towards others in other situations. They've included basically a New Age meditation exercise, because that's what it is. Either that or the New Age people are being very Christian, depending upon how you look at it. And it's about contemplating something. And this is all for, don't know whether you can see that, second week of Lent, third word of Jesus before he's supposed to have died and or got resurrected and so on and so forth. So this is a cyclical cult, right? Cycles of the year, cycles of the week, and all the rest of it, providing little things for you to contemplate, which is geared towards thinking about life, using stories in a certain way, so that the ideas become a part of you, to help you become essentially a better quality of individual who has a certain quantity of empathy. There was nothing in this home group thing which enforced aggressively any form of belief into me. There was no religious bullying. And I'm sure if there was, I'd have probably got violent anyway, because that's the kind of person I am. But there wasn't any of it. So, what is actually wrong with this? Well, you might say, if you're an atheist, well, God doesn't exist. No, but what does exist is people. Right? And what is necessary for people is to be able to be more open to other people's needs and sufferings. It's called empathy. Okay? And as a human being, do you ever go through a period of lacking it or losing it or having less of it? Do you need to start seeing issues in your own life in a different way? So, you might say, well, yeah, maybe many other ways of doing this, again, if you're an atheist, but like what? And what could be so, heavily ingrained in your culture and free of charge as a cyclical religion? What? Where is it? Show it to me. And if you're a pagan, and you hear this stuff, you say, well, we do it better. Well, in what way? In what way in paganism? Is there a hard and fast, structured, cyclical message which covers so many different areas of life? And this is only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of text. And so much more has been read into it. Alright? So, the quantity of contemplation that people could do about this stuff is quite intense. Quite deep. And quite varied. And there may be many other phrases that one could use. It's just like using the I Ching. It really is. You take a passage, you look at it, you try and contemplate it, see it differently from different points of view and so on and so forth, and see what else happens. I saw a website about how to read the Bible. It says take a passage which has some meaning. Think about what it means. Think about what the words are saying. Then think about what else it could mean. Then think about what it means to yourself, or what else it can mean to yourself. So this whole thing is about contemplation and contemplating even further, and not stopping in your understanding. So all these people out there who say that they are Christians, or who are Christians, or whatever, and they say, no, this is what it means, this is what it says, precisely this, precisely that. It's not true. That's not what it's all about. Either that, or they're trying to promote their own interpretation of Christianity, which means that everyone has to do what they say, and therefore turning them, as whoever it is, probably some pillock on YouTube, or like a Westboro Baptist Church wanker, as if they were like the sole authority in whatever, and if everyone has to listen to them. And there's people all over the place who do that, trying to turn themselves into the main characters in a religion. Which sucks. Doesn't it, Thunderfoot? Right? So, realistically, what is actually wrong with this? Because I'm not seeing it. I mean, I'm still not seeing myself as a Christian, okay? I'm seeing myself as a deist who has chosen to live a style of life until it doesn't suit me anymore, basically. Because I've got to learn what I can from it, you know, and then move on, maybe, or maybe not, I don't know, don't care. Worry about that later. There's much more text here talking about issues with Northern Ireland and basically a lot of the pain from some of the bombings there, and how people can like feel empathy for people who are suffering and participate in the lives of people who are suffering, and getting involved in demonstrations for peace as a result of being inspired by words like these. There's none of this in any non-theistic lifestyle, and in paganism, where precisely is the structure apart from one which is self-imposed. It's not there. Or if it is, prove it. Both of you, you know, atheists and pagans. I know there's plenty of structure and contemplation in Judaism, because Judaism is very Kabbalistic and very spiritual anyway. And is not just hard Bible literalism if you go to a good synagogue and you are a good person who follows a particular faith. And it's not there in Christianity either. I mean, the last time I went to one of those church meetings in the middle of the week, and we were reading through a few passages then, and no one around the table believed in hell at all. Didn't believe in the devil. Didn't care. Just believed in their own character improvement. And using stories to do it. So, this is the thing which destroys the anti-theistic argument. Because there's nothing wrong with us. At all. It is just a way of life which is driven by stories and contemplation and doing things to make you care for others. And for those who want to be more spiritual or literalistic, they can be, but you know, it appears to be frowned upon in this when it's trying to educate you to educate yourself about other people and about their suffering. Does anti-theism do that? No. Anyway, it's enough of my rambling for the moment. See you in a while. Keep cool and get some popcorn, it's wonderful.